Hi everybody, back with another video. So today we're going to make macaroni cheese. Again, it's a really easy recipe, but delicious. I thought I'd go for a different camera angle today so you can see everything a little bit more closely, because you need to see what's in the pans. So camera angle will probably change during the video, just be aware for that. I'm ready for that. What I've got is my ingredients weighed out here on the side. So I've got a pan which I'm going to cook my macaroni cheese in, and that's got my pasta in there. Okay, so I've filled it most of the way to the top. This is dry pasta. We're going to cook that in our pan here, our saucepan. All right, while we're making the white sauce for the macaroni cheese. So I've gauged how much pasta I need by putting it into the pan already, leaving a little bit gap at the top because it will expand when it gets in the water and cooked. So that's going to go in there. Okay. My kettle goes on. I'm going to boil that water. I'm going to start on my roux. Cook that pasta away. Right, going. Okay. So for my roux, what I need is 50 grams of butter, 50 grams of plain flour. I've got 300 ml of milk here. You might not need all that, or you might need more. Varies a lot depending on your temperature that you're cooking it at and how your hobs work. And then I've got 50 grams of cheese in there. Just use strong cheddar, which I like. And I've got some mustard to put in there as well later. So we'll see that. Okay. What we're going to do, butter goes into the pan. In there, and our heat goes on. Okay, we want to melt our butter in the pan. Got that medium heat there. Okay, we don't want it too hot. We don't want the butter to burn. We just want it to melt. Okay, when it's melted, it's simmering slightly. It doesn't need to be simmering, but if it is, then that's probably best. We're going to add our flour in. Okay, so we're going to add our flour in one, and then stir it together using a wooden spoon. I'm going to show you that process. Okay. The utensils that I need for mine are a wooden spoon and a whisk. We're going to move to the whisk at some point, so be ready for that as well. Okay. You can see my pan. My butter is melting. You can't see my face at the moment, but that's no, don't worry too much about that. I'm showing you what's happening in the pan. The butter is starting to melt. Okay. When that melts, we're going to add in our flour. We'll chuck our flour in there. Okay. This is a really quick recipe as well. It doesn't take very long. Alright, so should be able to get that done in about 15 or 20 minutes. Right, so there we go. Butter's melted in the pan. Melted in there, you see. And we can add our flour in. Okay, so we put our flour in, we're going to mix it together. We're going to cook our flour basically in the pan slightly. Okay, I don't want it to burn. I'm going to make it into a nice doughy texture. Stir that flour in really well. Take a lot of elbow grease today to get this going. So mix that all in. A nice doughy texture. What we're looking for, don't be afraid to take it off the heat. It's getting too hot. What we're looking for is a nice doughy texture, as I said, like that. Okay, but you also want to be able to smell it. So if you can smell like a doughy smell, a bit like cookies, okay, or cakes or scones like we made the other day, it smells like that, then you're on the right lines, because it means the flour is starting to cook out in the pan. Okay, you can just apply heat now and again as we go. We want it to be a nice firm dough. Okay, all together. There you go. There's my dough. All right, and all I'm going to do now is just add my milk gradually. Some people say to use hot milk. Other people say to use cold. I don't think it really matters. I'm using cold today because I haven't had time to warm it up. Yeah, so as long as what's in here, as long as your dough and your butter is hot, then it should be fine if you're adding cold milk. So I'm going to add it in stages, about a third at a time. About 100 ml goes in, and then we're just going to give that a good mix. This is low and slow now, okay? I'm not going to turn the heat up, but the only way the heat's going is down, all right? So at the moment it's on a medium heat, which is fine. I'm just using the back of the spoon to push that dough against the pan, okay? And it's gradually working itself into that milk, all right? We want to combine the two. What we don't want is big lumps. I want to try and avoid getting big lumps in there, all right? Which is where our whisk is going to come in a bit. So we can stir that in. Okay, that's starting to go in really, really well, actually. Okay, that's looking really good. Just using the back of the spoon to push it against the side. Okay. And gradually, it's coming together. Okay. You've just got a dough still there. Okay, don't be afraid to take it off the heat. Again, if it's getting too hot, see the consistency there? It's almost like mashed potato now. Okay, I'm going to add some more milk. I'm just going to turn down the heat slightly. I don't want it to be too hot. That's quite a low heat now. Okay, relatively low heat. Still applying heat, so we need to. Process of gelatinization. Okay, it needs to be at a certain heat for the molecules in the flour to burst, and then it creates, or it means that the sauce can then bubble or expand. Okay, so a bit of science there behind the process. Sort of thickens the sauce, the molecules bursting that come from the flour. Okay. If you study GCSE food tech, you'll learn about that in a bit more detail. Gradually stirring that in still. Come together nicely. And I'm starting to get a few lumps now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch from my spoon to my whisk. Okay, I told you I'd need the whisk. We've got a good whisk. Get all the lumps out. Okay, lumps are coming out. Again, a little bit mashed potato-y, so we need to add more milk. Gradual process. I'm actually going to add four lots of milk in 4 stages rather than 3. Never be too safe. Okay, make sure you've got a big enough pan for it, otherwise you get a bit of splash like I have. Pan's slightly smaller than it should be, maybe. Didn't realise how much it was going to make. Stir gently. Incorporate that milk in. Again, that flour is starting to expand. Those molecules in there, just thickening the sauce. And we're getting to a stage now where it's looking a bit more like a sauce. You see that? Here we go. Okay, the sauce is coming together nicely. Got no lumps. A nice runny sauce. The heat will thicken that a little bit more. A little bit too runny for me at the moment. All right, so I need it a little bit thicker. First, I'm going to just add, I'm going to save that bit of milk actually, because what I want to do in a minute is add it with the cheese. There we go. Sauce come together nicely. It's taken us, what, less than 15 minutes to do that. Okay. Cheese goes in. you don't like cheese, then you're going to struggle to make macaroni cheese. But if you do, it's perfect. All right, so mix that in, mix that cheese in. That last bit of milk I'm going to put in as well. Okay, give that a little stir. You want to melt the cheese in there. That milk will just loosen it up a little bit, and then hopefully it will thicken with the heat. Okay. Into a stage now where that's cooked, and we're just waiting on the pasta. All right. My tip for you, which I didn't do, is to boil the kettle before, so the pasta can go in to hot boiling water, or even start your pasta before your sauce. The sauce takes about 15 to 20 minutes to make. The pasta should be about the same. Obviously, we've gone quite quickly with our sauce. We've got that done nice and sharp. So we're ready with the sauce before the pasta, which is fine. We just have to keep it off the heat and then bring it back when we need to. Okay. What you shouldn't do is leave your sauce for too long, because it will set, it will start to thicken, and that's what you don't want. It goes gloopy, and you have to bring it back by adding more milk. It just takes a long time. Yeah, you want it ready to go at the same time as the pasta, ideally. Okay, so that's it. My sauce is almost ready. My cheese is in. My white sauce is thick enough now. All right, what I'm going to do is add a little bit of mustard. Probably about half a teaspoon, maybe a whole teaspoon if you want it a bit stronger. You don't have to add mustard, you can add anything you want. Add a bit of a few spices if you want, chili sauce, chili powder, anything you like in there. Okay, spice it up a bit if you want to, or just leave it plain. If you want to add more cheese, you can add more cheese. If you want to add different cheese, you can add different cheese. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do with it, however you like it. Okay, happy with that. That's a reasonable thickness. Okay, it's not completely runny, but it's not sticking to the spoon like it was before. All right, so that's fine. We're done with that. We're going to put that on the side for a few minutes while we finish off our pasta. Hopefully, our pasta is almost ready. Just going to check it. My wooden spoon, coming on nicely. Okay. All we're going to need to do when this is done is drain the pasta, and then we're going to add the sauce to the pan that the pasta's in. Okay. Okay. Seeing a bit better now. So when that's done, we're going to drain the pasta, put the pasta back into the pan after we've drained it, and then we're going to add the sauce, a nice sauce which we made, into the pasta. Stir it all in, and then place it into our baking tin. Okay, my oven is preheated to 180 degrees, so make sure you do that. You could probably do it at this stage if you forget, okay? But it has to be hot, ideally, when you put that in, okay? Just wait a few more minutes for our pasta, and then we'll drain that, and that can go in with our sauce. Hopefully you're enjoying the videos, everybody. If there's anything that you want to see me cook, or any questions you've got about anything that we're making, all right, then just let me know. All right, I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm happy to do some dishes that you might want to see, whether they're sweet or they're savoury. I'm trying to mix it up a little bit, so I'm trying to do savoury and sweet. Try not to make cakes every week. As I say, macaroni cheese this week. I think next week we might make some kind of potatoes, maybe. It's be a good accompaniment for a dish you might want to make for dinner, something like that. Okay. If you've got any ideas, as I say, email me or message me with your ideas. Do a little clean up While waiting. There you go. Okay, we're at the stage now where we can drain that pasta. It's looking good. See, pasta varies, so it takes different amounts of time for different pastas. So just have a look at what it says on the box or on the packet. You don't want it to be undercooked. Also, you don't want it to be overcooked. So I've just passed al dente. Is about right. Al dente means slightly hard or chewy. Okay, so that's drained. It's going back in the pan now. And then I'm going to add my sauce in. Okay, add my sauce in there over the top. Really simple. All of that in there. Lovely sauce. Beautifully rich. Glossy, as always. Give that a good stir and a mix. You don't want too much sauce. The recipe I've given you is just about the amount that you want. Okay, you want it to coat the pasta really well because it is going to go in the oven and it is going to sort of evaporate a little bit. So you don't want it too dry when it comes out, but also at the same time you don't want too much sauce. You don't want it drowning in the sauce because it would just be too wet. Okay, that's all mixed in. There you go. Can you see it? Get the light right. There we go. Okay, you want to add stuff like bacon? You can. All right, to you. You can make it however you want. All right. Really versatile, this. Really easy. It's a fun one to do. Okay. Be careful when you're draining things, alright, because they will be really hot. Make sure you have someone to help you if you need it. Okay, with the steam. Remember, steam is obviously really hot as well. Okay, all that goes in there. Into my pan. There we go. In the dish. All I'm going to do is I've got some breadcrumbs, which I'm going to scatter over the top as well. Just for that added crunch. Makes it a bit more delicious. If you want to add some cheese over the top as well, you can. I've got some Parmesan, which is in the fridge, which I'm going to grate over the top as well. Okay, my nice grater. Not too much. Just a nice touch to go with the breadcrumbs, Parmesan breadcrumbs. Okay, who doesn't like Parmesan breadcrumbs, apart from lactose intolerant people? But anyway, I'm sure if they were able to eat cheese, then they would like breadcrumbs and Parmesan breadcrumbs too. Okay. Oh, and celiacs. Don't forget them. Right, so there we go. Done. All right. Macaroni cheese all set. Parmesan breadcrumbs over the top. That's going to go in the oven for about 15 minutes. Okay. Doesn't have to be that long. Depends what's happening in there. If it looks like it's cooking really well, it's crispy on top, then it can come out. Okay. 15 minutes. Make sure you check it. 180. Hopefully you will end up with a perfect macaroni cheese. Okay. So that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed again today. As I said, if you've got any ideas for next time, email me some suggestions and we can go over that. Okay. See you next time.